I always compare people's bodies to a car.
Yeah.
You always take your car to get a tune-up, an oil change,
gas,
things like that. But when's the last time you decided to do a cleanse on your body? Like seriously do a cleanse on your body. And our body does have the engine light, the check lights on. We just don't know it. That's the breakouts we're getting. That's when we start feeling sluggish. That's when, we're like, oh, I've been sleeping all day long and I'm getting up and I still don't have enough energy. Your body's telling you something.
Or you're craving a certain type of food,
Exactly.
sugar, for example.
Ooh.
That's the bad bacteria in your gut telling your brain, go get the sugar.
Yes, and that's time for a cleanse, and that's what I need about now.
Came here in 2007, right in the middle of the crazy crisis. If your heart is not into it, do not do it. That's what I always tell them.
If you're making around $70K, look to be able to qualify for a home somewhere around $250, $275 in that bracket.
Onions and juices and all that, and put some lemon and onion, and you make him drink it, right?
And Alex, all my listings need a video. All of them.
Hey guys, welcome to Let's Keep It Real Now. I am Danielle Bilumbu, your favorite host, and I'm here with the bestie.
Abu Jabi with AMP London. How y'all doing?
Great. So today we're going to talk about something very important, especially for me.
Yeah.
And women.
For us too.
Men too.
Yeah, but
us.
nobody cares about you guys. It's mainly women. I'm kidding. So we're going to go and dive into the world of integrative wellness and skincare with our favorite host today, Miss Fatmata, KaiKai. So she's a powerhouse behind Houston Evolving and Emerging You. And then she has a clinic that redefines beauty and health for people of color through blend of science and soul. From cutting-edge laser treatment to holistic detox program, Fatmata is one on a mission to take care of you guys here in Houston area. So let's keep it real and let's dive in. I'm ready to learn. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you for inviting me today. I appreciate it.
Okay, so tell us first of all about your journey. So what's your background? How did you get started into this?
Well, I want everyone to know I am a native Houstonian. We find that a little bit rare nowadays.
It's true.
I am a native Houstonian from Southwest, A-Leaf.
A-Leaf.
You always got to represent A-Leaf. So being that from A-Leaf, my background, I graduated from Hastings. I went to college, and then I ended up going to PA school. So I am a physician assistant. August of this year will make my 18th year in the profession.
Wow.
Yes,
you don't look like you've been 18 years to be working. You look like you started yesterday. Look at you.
I've been in the game, okay?
Well, actually, you know what you're doing. You're in a beauty environment.
The aesthetics, definitely. So, 18 years, I'm embarking on that. 18 years in the medical profession. And while I was working in family practice, I had a lot of patients come in struggling with different skin conditions and not fully understanding what their skin condition was about. They recognize, the negative impact of it, the emotional toll, the social toll on how their skin condition made them feel. So what I would do, I would just take my time and talk to them about factors that contributed to their skin conditions. Mm-hmm. So I would talk about things that would trigger their skin conditions. I would such as, your diet, hydration, climate, and stress. So those things we talked about. We developed treatment plans that went beyond just a prescription of medication. So we're giving them those tools, they were able to, be more proactive in their skincare, as well as knowing how to maintain their skin in the long term. So by seeing that transformation, they're like, okay, I can do this. They get more confident about themselves. They come back to me weeks, months later, and we're just like, wow, you should be in skin. Why are you here in family practice? I said, because I like y'all.
Yeah.
And so I will always hear that, and I was just like, eh. And so one day I was just like, you know what? Why not? Why not embark on that road of entrepreneurship? And I say that like that because y'all know, entrepreneurship is a different ball game. But I said, let me go ahead. I have that passion. I see that people out here need someone that looks like them, explaining to them, giving them that information to helping them, be beautiful again, be confident again. So that's what made me start my clinic, Evolving Emerging You, an aesthetic clinic that just basically focuses on people of color, providing them skincare treatments, using energy-based devices. So when I say energy-based devices, I mean lasers, because I love lasers. We were just talking about it earlier. People are like, oh, we can't use it. It's not for us, things like that.
There's plenty of people that believe that.
Well,
but even when you told me earlier, like with my big port, they just opened, somebody told me in the past, you can't really do much about it. This is just the way your skin is, and it's going to be until you die. So thanks God, I'm confident about myself, so I don't wear makeup every day, right? But some people, if you tell that to somebody else, they're like, makeup all day, every day until forever.
Yes.
Yeah, and people don't even know the different factors as far as everything that can contribute to your skin breaking out, as far as hydration, stress, what you eat, all those things. So that's some good information to know as far as how those things affect your skin.
Yeah, because your skin is the largest organ in your body. So, we have to know the health of your skin. So we talk about those different factors because that's important. Because what you do, like if you're not drinking enough water, your skin is going to dry out.
Exactly.
Is that true? I read somewhere a long time ago that skin, nails, and hair are oftentimes the last place that the water will go if you don't drink enough water on a daily. Is that true? Like if I drink water, if I don't drink a lot,
that I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's what one time I was reading. But I see that in your clinic motto is where science meets soul. So how do you balance advanced medical treatment with holistic practice in your service?
So everything, I make sure that I research. So we're getting science-based evidence. We're getting science-based technology. We're making sure that we're just not doing something just because it's a trend. It's something to do. We want to make sure that if you're going to come to me as a healthcare professional, I want to make sure that I'm giving you the correct information, and I'm making sure the products that I'm using, I know exactly what the ingredients are or the technology is, and that when you put it on your body or your skin, this is what's going to result from it. So that's why I just have the science. The soul is basically, our body. We want to make sure that it's coming together. We're integrating in that. And, Abu knows me. I like to always give out my little holistic, traditional.
Exactly.
Please do that.
You need a cleanse.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And not only that, but there's little things that we talk about that we learn from our culture as well. Ginger, because everyone's on ginger and turmeric and the kick. Like we've been doing ginger since we were little. Like that
ginger juice.
Yeah, that ginger juice. We've been doing that the natural. So anytime we got sick, and they would give you some ginger.
Empowering people of color.
Yes.
So Involving and Emerging You focuses on enhancing skin health for people of color. What unique challenges do these communities face in the skincare industry, and how does your clinic help to address that?
So while I've been doing my research, it's very interesting that the number one consumer of beauty products is the Black woman.
Really?
The number one, globally, we are number one.
Yeah.
But yet we're underrepresented. We're underrepresented. Can I speak right now? Underrepresented.
Represented.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As far as for care, we don't get the care that we need. So definitely I want to change that narrative.
Yeah.
Tell people we're here. We are always trendsetters for anything that we do. Fashion, makeup, hair. Why not be in the aesthetics as well? Letting people know we deserve not only a seat at the table, but we deserve our own place. So, yeah.
Good.
What are some of the things that you've seen over the years that you realize people of color are treated or seen different? Like like common things that we see in general compared to the other population? What some of the things that you realize? So what I mean is, not sometime in the past, there is some practice that Black people or people of color feel like they should not be doing it because it's not made for us. What's some of the myth that you've seen and is not true?
Definitely what I focus on is, like I said, the laser treatments. So for people of color, let me just explain. Skin of color is anyone that is skin tone is darker than Caucasian. So that includes Asians, because I met people that think that skin of color means strictly black skin. That's not true. So skin of color is a term that means individuals whose skin tone is darker than Caucasian.
Gotcha.
So Asians, Hispanics,
Arabic
Pacific
people,
Islands, everyone, yes. So we have to just make sure, we know the correct terminology. So that is for one. So when people say lasers, they had lasers that they will only use from skin types 1 to 3. And 1 to 3 is usually Caucasian skin. Sometimes 4, which may be lighter versions of some Arabs or people from the Mediterranean, okay? And everyone else, you were just not thought about.
Wow.
Yeah, we weren't. Because what happens is when you use certain lasers, the ones that I use is usually like as the ND YAG. So they have a longer wavelength, it's a 1064. So this 1064 wavelength is just a straight wavelength. What it does is goes down. You have 3 layers of your skin, the epidermis, then you have the dermis, and then you have the fat. So it goes straight down through the epidermis, so it bypasses that where the melanin is, and goes into the dermis. And that's where it's going to target what it needs to target, and then helps to correct the skin. So basically like stimulating collagen, like we were talking earlier, hitting some of those oil glands for you. It'll help, okay? So they were just using lasers that were basically targeting the top layer. So if we target our top layer, guess what's gonna happen?
We get burned?
Exactly, we get burned. And that's why we're not doing that. No one wants to walk around with burnt skin.
So when they use it in people more Caucasian stuff, they only treat the first layer of their skin?
It's depending on the wavelengths. So they're using shorter wavelengths that are just gonna target right there.
Okay.
The top layer.
And for
we
us,
have to use longer wavelengths. So always think of 1064. You need 1064. 10, 6, 4. That's it. So if you go to someone and they're like, oh, we can treat your skin type, then ask them, hey, what laser is this? If they don't say ND YAG, what wavelength is this? Ask more questions, because that's important. Because you don't want to go to someone and they say yes, and then you end up on TikTok,
burn.
with the burn.
I saw a lady one time on TikTok, and she was showing how much, oh my God.
Ooh. And some people take that risk. They were like, oh, just use I had someone tell me, they told someone to use a lower setting on a particular laser because they wanted to get some treatment. And the person did it. Yeah. But fortunately for them, they didn't, have an adverse reaction. But it's a chance that you don't want to take. So it's always good to go to someone that, knows the technology, because safety is based on 2 things: the practitioner and the device.
Okay.
So research your people, guys. Just don't walk up to anybody or go to somebody's home and say you want to go get some skincare done or some laser work done. Definitely research your people and make sure that they are qualified on what they're doing.
So in some of your service, you have some detox programs. So what are the services? Into the detox program? What exactly do you do in that part?
So detox, even with the skincare, because sometimes I don't know if you ever heard about your skin is connected to your gut. The skin-gut axis.
Yeah, depending what you eat. And I remember I learned that as a teenager. I realized I used to eat a lot of butter, which is not good. Well, as a kid, I'll be like, cut my bread and dip it in there, and I'm gonna do that all day, right? That's crazy. And then I start having pimples. And then the doctor told me maybe it's connected to the amount of butter that you take every day, so you need to cut it out.
Yeah.
So I stopped, but when I realized I reduced that intake, then my skin got a little better.
Yep. So exactly. So that's where the skin gut axis comes in play. It's like detoxing. So sometimes you may need to detox your gut, or you may need to detox your liver. It all depends on what's going on. And, we definitely have a consultation. We'll talk about what things are going on in your life, and how long you would like to do a detox.
Yeah. 30 days.
Some people want to do a 2-day detox. I'm like, I don't think you'll see anything out of it, but okay.
Yeah.
And then what do you think about all this stuff that people tell you online, like those smoothie and mix of whatever they put in there? Do you think it really work in general? Or what are the best ones?
Yeah, I don't say a best one. Different smoothies, because that's a part of integrative too, is your diet, nutrition. You want to make sure that you put in good. With those smoothies, they talk more of antioxidants, things that are rich with fatty oils, that'll help your skin to glow a little bit more. So there's nothing wrong with those smoothies, those different diets. I wouldn't say diets, but nutritional changes. We're just making sure too, you can't start putting in good things in your body when your foundation is already kind of crappy. So that's where I always tell people, you definitely want to detox. Detox is basically eliminating, removing those toxins, so that way you can start fresh, clear, on a good foundation. So that way when you start putting those things in your body, you can definitely see the effects of it. Your receptors in your body are now like, hey, I can take this in. Hey, there you go. And it'll help. But if you're already putting in those good nutrition, and then you already have a shaky foundation, it's going to take a while. That's when people say, I'm taking vitamins and they don't work. I'm like, well, what are you doing? Have you tried cleaning yourself? Doing a cleanse, doing a detox, eliminating, the sludge inside, I would say, just so you can have a good foundation, a good start. I always compare people's bodies to a car. Yeah. You always take your car to get a tune-up, an oil change,
gas,
things like that. But when's the last time you decided to do a cleanse on your body? Like, seriously do a cleanse on your body. And our body does have the engine light, the check lights on. We just don't know it. That's the breakouts we're getting. That's when we start feeling sluggish. That's when, we're like, oh, I've been sleeping all day long and I'm getting up and I still don't have enough energy. Your body's telling you something.
Are you craving a certain type of food,
exactly.
Sugar, for example?
Ooh.
That's the bad bacteria in your gut telling your brain, go get the sugar.
Yes, and that's time for a cleanse, and that's what I need about now.
What do you think about liquid collagen? So it's very fashion. We see that everywhere online, and everybody's selling it.
The which one?
Liquid collagen.
Oh, the liquid collagen? I don't really have a thought about it. I really don't have a thought about it. I just think some trends are just trends. It's about to end one day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So what are good night routine skincare would you advise your client after they come to you and do the treatment? What are some of the things they should do at home to maintain their skin routine?
Well, they always leave me with a skincare routine. So we talk about, what have you been doing before? We may adjust that depending on what areas you were targeting for your treatment. And then I always tell everyone, you just need 3 to 4 basic things for skincare. Cleanser. Definitely you have to cleanse. You need a moisturizer. And you need a target product, depending on what you're trying to target. Your concern like hyperpigmentation, acne, that's a target product. And then that's just for nighttime. For daytime, you're always going to need your sunscreen. Sunscreen. I know you wear sunscreen, but sunscreen.
You do?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because you got good skin. She has good skin. You can see people's skin underneath their makeup.
So you would advise for people to wear sunscreen on a daily basis?
Since you're a baby, you should be.
Yes. Because, so right now, we're in Houston, right? We're looking outside. it's not. It's sunny, right?
Yeah.
So these UV rays, you have
It's
two of
real.
them. Two of them, A and B. A is for aging. B is for burn. So do you want to age and burn?
No.
You want to be slow aging
Yeah.
and no burn.
Yeah, I need
So
that.
come on, brother.
Sunscreen. So sunscreen's the first thing.
You should be wearing that in the morning time.
Yeah. Talking about sunscreen, which one? I just grabbed the sunscreen and I think it's okay. Like when I go to Sephora and stuff, I'm like,
No,
oh, I'll get this one. I guess it's name brand. I just take it. I never really pay attention. I just know. I'm thinking, okay, I have sunscreen, so I'm good. But what would you advise people?
So sunscreen, usually just make sure that it says broad spectrum.
Broad spectrum.
Yeah, broad spectrum sunscreen. So because that's taking care of your A and B. And now you see a lot of them that says like mineralized, and that's usually what the titanium, the zinc oxide, and that's just. And I know a lot of people say, especially people of color, oh, we're gonna have a white cast. We're gonna have a white cast.
They changed that though.
What does that mean?
So when you put it on, you look like a ghost.
Yeah,
A white cast. You have like a little. It looks like a little ghosty.
They're
You're like,
changing it. I realized they're changing for the one that you buy at the beauty place for makeup and stuff. They give you the one that will not look bad. But as for the one that I buy for my kids, they look like ghosts.
yeah. So like, Neutrogena has a good one. You know, I've always used Neutrogena over the counter. They've always been a good sunscreen that didn't have even with the mineralized one, they don't have any cast on it for me. Okay, that one and the French one, La Roche Posay. Is that I say it right? La Roche Posay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Per se.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're a good brand as well.
Okay, and then you should just wear it every day.
You should wear even when it's
Winter
even when
time?
people say yes, because you still have during the cloudy times, the cloudy days, you still have UV. You know, you have UV, but the index will be a little bit lower. And then research is even showing that people that work from home, you know, in front of these computers, these blue lights, they're emitting UV rays as well.
Wow.
So yes, so you see some of these people that work from home, they look a little bit older. Think about it.
Yeah.
That could be because of those rays just hitting their faces. Yeah. So put on that sunscreen.
That's a good one.
Your
to know.
face, your ears. I put it on my neck.
Your neck,
And the-
So you can have one.
the top.
Right here.
Are you a
Forget that
pro?
section. Yes.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
good.
I want to stay young. I'm trying to keep my husband.
Yeah. I got you. I got
And
you.
you have to reapply like every 2 hours. I know that's a little.
It's difficult when you have
It
makeup,
is.
though.
It is.
When I
Every
do it
Well, you
two
know they
hours.
have the
I'm
new
done.
ones. They have some. Well, it all depends. They have ones that are like with the powder too.
Oh, they do? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Some of those are usually, I know, more of the medical grade sunscreens.
So that means it's a transparent one to not mess up the...
You can do like a transparent. They even have one that are tinted because, you know, even if you don't want to wear makeup.
I have one that is tinted, which is super cool.
Yeah.
So you don't have to put foundation or
You
anything.
in the game. Okay, Danielle, I got you.
I'm in sale. I need to look like something to sell
Exactly.
houses.
I got you.
Exactly.
I got you.
The numbers say the older you get, I don't necessarily 100% believe it, but when
Yeah.
I read it, they're like, people like to shop with people that look nice.
No, that's for sure.
That's true.
That's for
That's
sure.
true.
That's definitely for
Yeah.
sure.
So I can just walk with my pajama and say, do you want to buy a house?
Yeah. They believe.
Sure.
Hey, they say that the beauty industry often capitalize on insecurity, especially among marginalized people. So how do you ensure that your business and your company is not doing that?
I would say because one, making sure that I've done a lot of training. So I've done training specifically for skin of color. So understanding, you know, different cultures, background, their unique skin needs, because that's important because you want to be with someone that understands who you are, you know, put you in a safe environment where you can be comfortable and be like, hey, this is what's going on in my culture, or when I was growing up, this is what we did. And if I didn't understand that, I would look at you and be like, what's wrong with her? Okay, we're not going to do that anymore, you know, and then, or just, you know, make it seem like it was a negative thing. Because some of the things that we grew up with, some of them are good and some of them are bad. And some of those beauty practices are not necessarily bad, okay? So we just need to know where to incorporate them on our skincare.
Yeah. Yeah, so you spend a lot of time studying your customer when they come in and asking them questions. You have a long intake time?
Yeah, I try to make it short, but I always go over that time. And anyone that knows me, I like to talk. I'm trying to work on that a little bit.
But work on that. That's why people like you and they're trust you because I feel like it's all about trust. So if I come to your clinic and you ask me all these questions and people like to talk about themselves. So, and you ask all these questions about me, about how my skin. So I would feel like, okay, she really want to take care of me.
And that's the thing with her. She's very passionate. She cares. Similar to you and how you do your work as well. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely indulges.
In the talking?
Yes.
We be on the phone. I be like, he be like, okay, I gotta go now.
I gotta go.
I said, but wait, I got one more thing to tell you.
Where's locating your clinic?
In the Southwest Houston, so off of 59 and Gessner.
Where did you pick that location?
One, because it's in Houston. It's right there where the people are, the people that I need to serve. So it's right there. It's close to A-Leaf. It's close to Sharpstown. It's close to Sugar Land, Missouri City, Richmond.
Yeah.
So it's the
Galleria.
It's close.
That's awesome.
To the people, because the people, they need to come to see me.
So could you explain what's the difference between integrative medicine and the normal traditional medical practice that we've seen?
So traditional, just like when you go to your doctor, they're going to talk to you. Basically, you give them your symptoms. They're going to give you a diagnosis, and they're going to give you a prescription, and then just you're out of the door. With integrative, we're going to do a little bit more. We're going to do a deep dive, okay? We're going to find out what's causing the issue that you have. And then we're also going to look at the different lifestyle factors. So we're going to look at your, again, nutrition. We're going to look at how you're handling stress, how much water you're drinking. We're also going to look at just every little aspect. If you're sleeping at night, how much sleep are you getting? We're going to look at hormones, because everything plays a part into how you're feeling. So we're going to look a deeper dive into that. Then we're going to, of course, order labs, and then we're going to devise a plan with you and let you know, hey, this is the plan. This is what, will be something that you should be doing. And then sometimes, you got to meet people where they are, because some people will be like, hey.
I'm not doing all that.
I'm not doing I have a lot of people like, I'm
not changing my diet. I'm not drinking
have people. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So, you got to meet them where they are. And just be like, okay, so what are you going to do? And we just go from there. It's true, isn't it?
Definitely true, because not everybody's wanting to take on all that at one time. So
yeah, it's a process.
It's definitely a process.
Do you have some success story you want to share with us, that you met somebody and then you helped them toward their journey and transformation?
Yes, I have. I have a few. So right now, women are between the age of 35 and 45. They're going through the hormonal changes. So you're going to see that, like the hormonal breakouts. So I had one person come in with that experience, and I was like, okay, we're going to go ahead. We started on a skin treatment. We started on laser therapy for the acne. And, after the third treatment, it was like she caught ghost. I'm like, what happened? Like, okay. I'm like, where's going on? And so weeks go by, and then I was like, called. I was like, hey, like, what's going on? She was like, oh my God, my skin. I was like, what's going on with your skin? Like, she sent a video. Her skin basically cleared up. And I was just like, okay.
Oh, she thought she was done.
Yeah, I
know that's just the beginning. You need to come back.
I was just like, no, I was a little nervous, because I was like, okay. Because, you hear when people call you and they're texting, and they're coming in to get in the treatment. It's like, I really don't see too much going on. Then you show them the before and afters, and they're like, oh, okay. They start seeing it. And so then after the treatment, you really expect people to, maybe come in and do a check-in every, like a 2-week check-in.
Yeah.
They catch ghosts. Like
Once they start seeing
So
that
when
they
progress.
see what, and then like another one, she had like a lot of hyperpigmentation. During the time we were doing the treatments, she was coming in, calling, checking in, and things like that. And then once her face was like, she was feeling confident, feeling herself, I never heard from her again.
So pretty much for you, when you never hear from them, it's a good thing.
I think so. That's
Yeah.
If they're
That's
not
the
happy,
trend.
they call you back.
yes. So yeah. So those are the success stories that I like to have.
Is your clinic help also pregnant women? Because sometimes when you're pregnant, there's a lot of things you cannot do.
No, you cannot do laser treatments, energy-based treatments, microneedling. Yeah, not on a woman that's pregnant. Chemical pills, you can do. Well, I shouldn't say you can do it, but certain products in there is safe for a pregnant woman. But that again, you have to see where she is in her stage of pregnancy, and then definitely have that conversation.
And
with
what
her.
about younger people,
Like teenagers. Yeah, I did a teenager, usually with the consent of their parents, of course, someone over 16. But I usually tell them to start off with, again, lifestyle. That's the nutrition, the hydration, the sleep, and making sure they have that started before you start, wanting to say, let's do these laser treatments or let's do these chemical pills, which can help, but they need to understand, too, that they have to maintain their skin. They have to do those lifestyle changes.
I heard about chemical pills a lot. Would you mind enlightening me on that? What is this?
A chemical pill, I just tell people, is like rapid exfoliation. So you basically exfoliating the skin like
Deeper?
10 times the norm. Okay, so you have superficial and medium deep, and then you have deep. So superficial is basically the ones that are just light peels, and they just go on the top layers. So that's when you have like salicylic acid, like the ones that help for the acne. You may have lactic acid that will help to exfoliate. It's just a nice little glow. Then you have a medium deep, which will go into that dermis. And that's when you will see people start saying, I'm peeling, and that will basically like push some of those impurities out of your skin.
That's why you peel.
Yeah, and then you'll be peeling because you're having that rapid turnover.
Okay.
Yes.
Are some of
And I
the
love
procedure can be mixed, or the insurance, if somebody has health insurance, can be included, or it has to be out of pocket? Do you
Out
know?
of pocket. Aesthetics is always
Out
out
of
of
pocket.
out of pocket.
Even if somebody really need it, there's no way.
the insurance,
Yeah.
they can go to the dermatologist and see, but usually it's out of pocket.
I'm just trying.
Because the dermatologist will try, could do like medical derm. Some of it could be covered by the insurance, but they would have to make a medical, case for it.
Also, the dermatologist, I can go to a dermatologist and then they send me to you. They recommend me to you. I'm just trying.
Gotta come out of pocket, Danielle.
If they don't do it, if they do not do any aesthetics, because as nowadays you see, a lot of dermatologists are doing the medical as well as the cosmetic.
Okay.
Because the cosmetic, we want to look good, but we're treating the medical condition.
Yeah. What would you say the biggest obstacles you had to face as far as being a Black entrepreneur in the skincare industry? Have you had any obstacles that's come your way?
I definitely just making sure the devices, because you're going to have a lot of people try to sell you different devices, say, oh yeah, this one works for your skin, or this one works for all skin types. And that's not necessarily true. I have to definitely do the research, talk to people, and make sure, like, where is the clinical studies? Let me see. I want to see more than 2 people of color in that study. Mm-hmm. And then talking to other people that's used it, other practitioners, be it that is a nurse practitioner, a medical doctor, a PA, an esthetician, who's used this product, who's used this device on someone that looks like me. Like, I really want to see that. Mm-hmm. So that has been a challenge, just making sure that I'm just not falling for basically the okie doke on that. So that's been a challenge. And another challenge too, I would say more of it's a good challenge is, creating the awareness of energy-based devices and skin of color. So people are more aware, more equipped with that knowledge. Like, hey, we do have options, you know? Because like we were talking about earlier, Danielle, you was like, I didn't know. They told me, like, this is it. What else can I do? You would have, you know, been all your life.
there.
Yeah, just be like, well, they told me I can't do this. And just being out there and just saying, hey, we can do it. Look at me. And there's more people out there that look like me or a person of color that, you know, have trained and, you know, really want to make sure that we provide a safe and effective service for you.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Would you say that within a lot of minorities that the education is out there as far as them understanding?
There's no education.
No education.
A lot of people use grandma's remedy for a lot of things without necessarily knowing, or they tell you to not do certain things.
And a lot of people are using, you know, social media.
Yeah.
And the people that are on social media they're not licensed. I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen when someone, you know, say, oh, I'm a licensed, like, dermatologist. Or I'm a licensed physician assistant. I'm a licensed nurse practitioner. Like, have you heard those people say that are giving out this, you know, advice, skincare advice?
Anybody getting on.
It's like a brand ambassador.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So they really don't know.
So the biggest thing would be education.
Education.
Trying to promote to get people to understand the
We have
importance
options.
of skincare and taking care of your skin.
Do you have a social media? You have your social media where you come in and do some education on it?
That's what I'm going to start doing this summer. So I am going to start doing a lot of workshops, you know, in person, some webinars, just getting the information out there.
Yeah. That would be very helpful.
So running a clinic involve more than just patients. So how do you manage this? How many people are on your team?
I'm solo.
Yeah.
So how do you manage all of that between patient, working, personal life, work-life balance, if it exists? I don't think it exists, but...
A lot of prayer. A lot of prayer. And just taking my time and just basically, you know, developing a schedule. Like I tell people, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither were you or a business. So you just got to make sure that you're, you know, prioritizing what needs to get done and just making sure everything runs smoothly. That's it.
So what's next for your business? Any new service and product that you put in place you would like to have coming up? They're coming soon, or where are you going?
Where am I going?
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Oh, don't. Ooh, I want to be on someone's island. How about that? I definitely want to be on someone's island. But in the next 5 years, definitely I want it to be a big premier aesthetics clinic serving people of color, skin of color, a safe haven where we know that we can get treated in all aspects of our lives. You know, our skin is very, very important. Everyone looks at us, you know, and then, you know, you see people walking around and I'm just like, I know I can help you. I know I can help you. So I definitely see myself being a premier aesthetic clinic in Houston in a standalone place. Yes.
And then could you give a viewer where they can find you, phone number, contact, email, everything?
Oh, so Evolving Emerging You, we're located off of 8313 Southwest Freeway, Suite 320B, as in boy. And social media, I'm on TikTok. No, I'm not on TikTok. Ooh, Lord, why did I say that? I'm on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, they can give a call or text the clinic at 346-541-8588, 346-541-8588.
Thank you so much, Fatmata, for being here with us and sharing your passion, because I really like it. I learned a lot.
I learned a lot. I got to go take care of my
You have
skin
to have
today.
your social media on point and teach all of us so we can be watching you, following you.
Thank you.
We need more of you.
Yes,
for
someone
sure.
needs to get their sunscreen.
Yeah, I will. I'm
Today?
gonna get some today.
You ain't gonna get it today.
I'm going to
You ain't
Target.
getting it today.
You better.
Yeah.
You better.
Which one you gonna get?
Neutrogen.
Neutrogena.
Yeah, Neutrogena.
Yeah, exactly. That means you're not gonna get it.
I know how it looks. I know how Neutrogena looks.
Neutrogena is one of my favorite brands. I use them for. I do the soap that you wash your face with it every day.
The daily facial cleanser.
I do that every
My mom
day.
uses it. My mom's been using that product
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, I've been
It's
using it since I
been
was
a while
15.
for a long, long time.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah.
Consistent product.
Consistent brand.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being with us today. Hopefully you learned a lot. Make sure to reach out to Fatmata and her company so she can help you if you are in need. Even if you don't need skincare, prevention is always the best
Yes.
things to do, right?
You can do a consultation. Consultations are always complimentary, meaning free.
Yes.
So we'll talk about that because sometimes people just want the information.
Yeah,
It's
no,
okay
for
to
sure.
have information.
sure.
We'll start you off. You never know when you'll need a service.
Yeah, exactly. Just like in real estate, you don't contact your lender or your realtor when your lease is up in 2 months. You do it 6 months to a year before, and you make sure that you'll be ready when the time comes. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Came here in 2007, right in the middle of the crazy crisis. If your heart is not into it, do not do it. That's what I always tell them.
If you're making around 70K, look to be able to qualify for a home somewhere around 250, 275 in that bracket. As
Onions and juices and all that, and put some lemon and onion, and you make him drink it, right?
And Alex, all my listings need a video. All of them.